Hello and welcome back to Planet Nibiru. Today is the 22nd of June at 2016 and it is around 9:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and so far today we've had around 33 earthquakes. The biggest being a 6.3 in Papua New Guinea. After that it looks like we had a couple of 5.3s in Indonesia, and one just south of the Fiji Islands. Let's see if there's any other notable ones there, some 5.2s. But we did have a 6.1 along the northern mid-Atlantic ridge, 5.2 and a 6.1. So those were two pretty good sized ones there out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So as a day, it was pretty active as far as earthquakes go. Things around the world have been getting pretty strange out there. If you'll remember recently, a couple weeks ago in Malaysia, there was the school that and the students and teachers all saw some beings that were either dressed in black or just solid black figures that were trying to get them, they said, and there was a mass hysteria incident. We recently had today a mass hysteria incident in the New York City subway. I think that was relative to someone maybe having a gun or something. As it turns out, there was no gun or anything like that. So it just was one of those notable incidents that has just been happening. There's also been some black figures spotted along the highways and roads in Muscatine County, Iowa. And I guess in this incident, it's more people are reporting seeing men dressed in like black trench coats, as opposed to the sightings in Malaysia where it was a black figures that was more of an evil type figure. These were just men dressed in black, but they were actually stepping into the roadways around Muscatine County there, and with oncoming traffic, just stepping right in front of cars and things. So that's a little bit disconcerting. I would say that on a scale from 1 to holy crap, that definitely rates a holy crap for me. If I'm driving down the road and someone steps out in front of me, I mean, it would be very traumatic for me to hit someone with a vehicle. I take human life pretty seriously, and I don't think that I would take that very well, having hit someone with a vehicle. On the other hand, if these people are stepping in front of cars purposefully, you have to wonder what's going on in their minds, what they're trying to do. Are they trying to cause car crashes? Are they trying to just cause some type of hysteria by their presence and by doing that? Or are they simply suicidal and maybe it's one person who's doing it and he's suicidal and he's stepping into the roadways. It's kind of strange though. And on other fronts, the United States seeks innovative ways to fight beyond the stars. The Air Force Space Command has devised a new framework for interstellar warfare. It makes you wonder why we would want to create an interstellar warfare program. I know that we have the movie coming out this weekend, the new Independence Day. It's getting very, very good reviews. It's supposed to be very, very entertaining. Perhaps this is just some kind of fluff article to promote the Independence Day movie. It's possible. I'm just wondering, with all of the weapons that we have right now, don't we have enough weapons to completely destroy ourselves 100 times over? Isn't that enough? And if it's not enough, if we really do need an interstellar warfare program, why do we need it? Do we plan on fighting each other in space, or are we planning on fighting someone else? That's a pretty important question. Or do we plan on banding together to fight some other threat that is as of yet unknown? Which, of course, brings us to the subject of our channel. And if we were going to try to blast a planet or blast a giant piece of debris that was being drug by a planet towards us or something, that might make sense. But I do believe that there is a large body or set of bodies out there that is causing a lot of the disturbances we're seeing now in our solar system, but I do not necessarily believe that the Anunnaki or our creators actually live on that planet and use it as some type of interstellar hot rod where they just dash around the solar system on it and come by, swing by every so often and grab the gold and then take back off. But hey, L. Ron Hubbard could have been right. So anything's possible, I guess. But how do you guys feel about that? I would like to see some comments about that. And are there Anunnaki out there, or is it just a planet with no life at all, or a planetary system with no life at all? I've never really been able to get a good gauge on how many people actually believe in that part of Planet X. I know that there are so many people who are intelligent and well-read and well-versed on the subject of Planet X. But the Anunnaki part, to me, has always been kind of the Disney part to it. It kind of makes it all a bit nonsensical. But with that being said, and looking at this article, you have to wonder, why would we be in a hurry to weaponize space further than it already has been? You have to know that space has been weaponized to a point already. Certainly kinetic energy weapons are involved, where they could just drop a standard missile or basically it would be like a giant weight that they would drop and burning into through the atmosphere, and made of a metal that would not burn up, made of something that would reflect the heat and just come in at those speeds, 28,000 miles an hour, and hit with all that energy. It would do as much damage as a nuclear weapon would, and it would have the added benefit of not having the nuclear fallout, the radioactivity that is associated with nuclear weapons. So kinetic energy weapons are actually much cleaner, much more environmentally friendly. It's strange to actually even say that, but it is a much better way to kill off a population or wipe out an area, a large area, with a large blast, and then still be able to put boots on the ground there, a few days later, instead of it glowing for the next 10,000 years or so. Which brings us to another article that I thought was just fascinating. That hunting humans is going to be a big business for the super rich within the next 100 years. And actually went through and read this article, and they mentioned the Hunger Games, they mentioned the Running Man, and basically they were saying that as the gulf between the rich and poor grows, that the rich will start to hunt the poor for sport. And you can almost see how that could happen, based on having watched these movies myself, and as I'm sure most of you have, and based on the fact that the way they are outlawing homelessness in a lot of cities, the way they are taking over national parks and things like that, and it's almost something that I think may not take 100 years to even come to fruition. I think that it says here a leading tourism expert even believes hunting humans could be included in stag do's or even televised. So for a bachelor party or on television, they could have some type of show where they would hunt humans, and hopefully this, I could actually see this happening in the next, say, 10 years, honestly, but not hunting them to death. I could see this being something that, maybe some type of a laser tag or some type of a paintball, but in a large format, like maybe there's an area of, say, a few hundred acres, and there's a time limit, and the hunting party, so to speak, would have to hunt down this person. And of course, this poor unfortunate person who was doing this for money to support their family, and they would, of course, get to shoot at them with a laser tag gun or a paint pellet gun, or and I think that from there it could become more cruel, like say a taser type weapon, or something non-lethal, but something that would still bring you down and be painful. And who knows where it could go from there. As the gap widens and as people are desensitized to violence even further, who knows where it could go. We could go, full Running Man. It's sick to think about, but I just actually think it's possible. And, it just kind of says a little something about the state of our world and the state of humanity, that we would do things like that to each other for sport. But we have had a few sightings, so let's take a look.